What is shaking, everybody? Hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday. You know I'm having a fantastic Friday anytime I get to talk to the hockey god himself, Drew Remenda. It is a fantastic Friday. Before we get to Drew, let's remind everybody that Fieldwork, the official non-alcoholic craft beer of the San Jose Sharks, is our sponsor. Let me show you one. I actually have one right here, and you can pick this up at the Shark Tank. You can pick it up at Fieldwork. In fact, if you pick one up at Fieldwork today, you get 50% off. You know why. Tyler Toffoli was on the score sheet. Had an assist last night, so you get 50% off your draft beer or non-alcoholic craft beer at Fieldwork. Or next time you go to the tank, just pick one of these bad boys up. If you're the designated driver, or you just like the taste of it, or maybe you just don't want to drink. Drew doesn't drink. Maybe Drew will have one of these. You just grab one of the non-alcoholic day monies. It's a nice, what is this one? Grapefruit blonde. That's how I like my blondes, fruity. So I don't even know what that means. That means nothing. I don't even know why I said it. It seemed to like, there he is. There's Tyler Toffoli. Hey, cheers. Here you go. Come on in. I got a point. Go to Fieldwork, get 50% off your beer, and you are good to go. So anyway, what's going on, Drew?
All right, Tommy. How's things?
Things are good. Things are good. Things have changed a little bit since it's interesting because the Predators are coming to town. They've changed a little bit since the Sharks went to Nashville, because the Sharks went to Nashville about 10 days ago or something.
Yeah.
And Warriors were on the road. So okay, cool. The Sharks are on TV. And about a half an hour into the game, I go, well, they've cleared up my evening. I got a lot of options now. I can go do a lot of things. I don't got to stick around and watch the rest of the game. Tell me what the Sharks were going through at that point. Because I want to say, was it 6 straight losses, 5 or 6 straight losses?
Yeah. And
now 3 straight wins. They as of now, they have the last wild. Is it 4 now? 4 straight wins. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They have the last wild card spot. They're tied with Nashville, and I think the Kings are all tied at 79 points. So what were they going through then? Were they were having troubles? And then what have they rectified to kind of get themselves going back in the right direction?
They were trying to win the hockey game with every play. And every play that went against them, they thought, oh, we're done. They were worried about the process. And I've used this analogy before, and the psychoanalysis, or whatever you want to call it, when you look at the team, is also comes from Coach Warsofsky as well, is that they were so worried about the result instead of the process. It's like when you finished 15th and you think the 15th hole, and you think to yourself, if I just par in,
been there,
I'm going to break 80, right?
Yep.
And so then you bogey 16, it's okay. I just got a birdie 17, it's par 3, I can do that. And then just par 18, I'm 18's easy. I can make par there. And then you start thinking about the score instead of just putting a swing on the ball. And next thing you know, you're shooting 84 and you're pissed off for the rest of the day. So that's what the Sharks were doing. They were worried about the simple fact of the winning or losing of the game, instead of being where your feet are, being in the moment, making the next play. And then they were able to come out of that. And how they did it was, that 19-year-old kid helps out quite a bit.
He's not bad.
Not bad.
He's not bad.
There's a few things I don't like about him, but it's impossible. It's funny. I saw Rick Celebrini the other day at the game, and it was after between the periods when Mac got his over 101 points.
Yeah.
And, I said, that's all. He said, that's incredible. I said, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I said, but I got to tell you this, Rick, from one father to another, he's just an incredibly nice young man. And I said to him, I said, you've done a fantastic job with him, because he's so humble. He's such a nice kid. And again, kid being the key word, that it's hard not to just be head over heels infatuated with the person that he is. As the hockey player, you're just amazed that he's that great and that mature and that competitive and that good at 19. But they stopped worrying about the result and just were able to stay in the moment. And Ryan Warsofsky and his coaching staff did a great job. The veterans do a great job with that. But the kids too. The kids are at this point right now where they're having a hell of a lot of fun, from Colin Graff to Zach Ostapchuk to Michael Misa to now to Will and Macklin. All the kids on the team are having a great time because they're like, hey, this is fun at this time of year because it really matters.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, no matter what happens this year, this was the equity that they're going to have, that they're going to be able to draw upon. Playing games where the nerves are a little tight and something's on the line. I mean, that means something. And I think again, it'd be awesome if they could find their way into the playoffs. It'd be so much fun, especially for Sharks fans getting back to the playoffs. And Tank will be going absolutely bananas.
Crazy.
Even if it doesn't happen. And I've said this thing is on the ascent, and these guys are banking all this equity, and it's going to be good for them. But I feel like we're not there yet with Macklin, but I feel like we're in this. We're closing in a year or so. We'll be in the Steph Curry territory where it's like I've called Steph games forever. I've called Steph's games forever. Steph does amazing things all the time. I almost feel like I have to temper what I say sometimes because, like, I can't be yelling the whole game. Like, I mean, because he does so many crazy things. It's like, and then sometimes he'll do something that's crazy that I feel like maybe I didn't amp that up because I've seen that over and over.
Yeah,
it's like, that's his Steph, Steph being Steph. But the parallels there, I think, are pretty incredible in that they're both incredible people. They're both incredible faces for your franchise.
Yep.
They're both incredible faces for your league. They grew up around sports. Steph's dad and Macklin's dad in maybe different ways, but similar. They're around sports. They know what it takes. They understand all that stuff. I just think it's pretty cool that you kind of have that that comparison between the two. And Rick's kind of the link. Rick Celebrini, people don't know. I don't know the exact title because they keep changing it. It's like head of performance,
vice president of high performance.
It used to just be you're a trainer. Okay, just deal with it. Okay. Now everybody needs a name and a different title and everything. I don't know. They're probably getting extra money. I have no idea. But
hey, if my business card gets longer, if my business card gets more words on it and I get more money, I'm taking it. That's also
who wouldn't? I would be an associate head coach. They don't do anything other than assistant coaches. Okay,
same thing I did.
It says associate. That's all it says.
I was an associate. I was an associate coach in Kansas City, and I was the guy that got fired. So head coach was fine after I got fired.
But no, Rick's incredible. Rick's
amazing.
Such a cool dude. And I mean, do you feel that way with Macklin? Like what you're watching, like this can't be real, can it? I mean, 101 points, and then all of a sudden he's like, let me throw 4 more on.
Yeah.
And let me get in a goal and an assist in the last 90 seconds of the game to help us beat Anaheim. Like that, he does stuff now we like half expected, but it's still because he's so young. Like, what are we watching here? We watching one of the
greatness,
and it's way too early. But are we watching like one of the greats? Are we watching one of the like 5 best players in hockey over the next decade or so? Do the Sharks have like one of those guys? Like it's awesome to watch him. It really, but it's like, wow, like when we got like Drew when Steph was here, and look, the Bay Area's had these guys, right?
Yes.
Barry Bonds has played here. Joe Montana's played here.
Steve
Ricky Henderson has played here. Steve Young, Gary Rice, Ronnie Lott. I mean, I go on and on and on and on and on. But man, when you get those guys, it's like, wow, our area has one of those guys. We get to watch those guys on a nightly basis. I mean, you must feel the same way. Like, this is so much fun.
It's been incredible. And the Sharks have had incredible players. Owen Nolan, I think of right away. Owen being the 40, being a 40-40 guy. Yep. And then Jumbo, Patty Marleau. Yep. And then Jumbo comes along. And Joe Thornton was one of the best players in hockey, period.
Yeah.
And people can argue all they want. Yeah, but he didn't win a championship, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. He was one of the greatest hockey players in the Hall of Fame this year. Fantastic. And we saw some other, like Joe Pavelski, one of the best self-made superstars I've ever seen in my life. And we've had a lot of great, great players on that team. And I'm missing a ton of them just by thinking off the top of my head. But we haven't had anybody that at this age is able to consistently, game after game after game, take a franchise or a team on his back and carry them like he did against the Anaheim Ducks. Probably I think his greatest game
Yeah.
as an NHLer. That one earlier this year in LA was incredible as well. But what we're seeing is, and Randy Hahn said it, honestly, Tommy, he said it months ago, that he believes, and I think he's right, that we're seeing the start of the next great Bay Area sports icon. And
Yeah.
the guys that you mentioned. And with Macklin, hockey's such a funny sport because it's so chaotic and it's so fast. And unlike a few other sports, you can't just get by with one guy, and if if your team's gonna be successful, that one guy can be successful, but your team, sometimes or most times won't be if you don't have the surrounding cast. So that's what Mike is trying to build up. And that's why Will Smith is so important to that relationship. That's why Tyler Toffoli is so important to that relationship. Ryan Reeves, so important to that relationship. There's so many other people, and Macklin will be the first guy to tell you to not ask him about this, like what he's doing specifically.
Yeah.
He's such a nice young man about it. He won't get direct with you, but after talking to him now before these 2 seasons, that it's not about him. It's about the guys. I once asked him at the end of a game when he was first star again. We do that interview, and I asked him about himself, and he immediately deflects it. And then I kind of smiled and I said, "It's always about the guys, isn't it?" And he goes, "It's always about the guys." And I've told you this before. He's done so many things behind the scenes for his team, with his team, that we're not. This is not going out in public. This is not what we do. This is not what we're about. So he understands the importance of teammates and teamwork and what it's all about. And I think that's, the guys that you mentioned, they did too. They're great individuals. They're great athletes, but he knows that he can't do it by himself. And I think that is the true sign of somebody who's 100% in tune with how you become a great player, but also you help your team win. And hopefully this is the start of a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Well, you go look at Gretzky and Lemieux.
Yeah.
Go look at their teamates.
Yeah. They're Hall of Famers.
Oh, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And go look at Joe Montana's teammates. Go look at Steph Curry's teammates. It's not always. And that's the thing. At 19, he understands that. At 19, I'd be like, I'm the fucking man. Are you kidding me? Let's talk about me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's talk about me. Yeah, it'd be like the Toby Keith song. Let's talk about me. Let's talk like that. And he's like, no, I don't want to. Like the maturity.
Yeah.
Again, it's really like, wow, this is like one like incredible package that you can envision. And I know Sharks fans are like envisioning like, whoa, this is going to be. Yeah. I try to always enjoy the moment and everything, but it's hard when you get somebody like that and you don't. I mean, you wouldn't be human if you weren't thinking about like the future and like envisioning like, what could happen here? But then, you start looking at like Eklund and Smith, and I wanted to ask you about the Cherniov, who I don't know much about, but he seems like he's a pretty good player. Like they got a bunch of good young players on this team. You're thinking, wow, like if you have a guy like Celebrini, and then you have the other guys who are able to come along for the ride, who are also really good, then God dang.
Yeah.
God dang. I can understand why Shark fans are like, ooh, this is going to be fun.
It's going to be great. The winning goal in Nashville.
Hold on, Bruce. Somebody here says they wake up at 4 a.m. to watch the Sharks play in Italy. They appreciate you and Randy. I appreciate you guys too. I don't know if I appreciate you that much. I don't know if I'm waking up at 4 a.m. to watch you guys.
Yeah, I would thank goodness I'm not waking up at 4 a.m. and being on TV, because this, even as bad as it is, it takes a lot of time to actually even look like I should be on. Well, I shouldn't be on TV.
No, it doesn't. No,
well, thank you. Thank you for getting up at 4 a.m. Thank you for watching us. But honestly, Randy and I talked about it last night. At this stage of our careers, that we are so lucky and privileged to be able to call these games with these great young players, these good, really good, great, wonderful young players, but better young men. And this current mix of the San Jose Sharks, Tommy, has been so much fun. I love going into that room on after practice and being able to talk to the guys. I talk zero hockey with them. I talk about their families with them. I talk, Vinny Desharnais talk about all kinds of things. I talk about just what's going on with their life. We just basically, or sometimes it's just hi, and Sam Dickinson and I just laugh because hey, Sam, how's it going? Good now. How are you doing? Good, bang. And then every day's a good day with Sam in the National Hockey League, right?
That's great.
And Shakir Mukbadulin comes in. Every time he sees me, he does one or two things. He either takes off his helmet, number one, and goes, rubs his hand through his hair, or he takes off his helmet and goes right in front of me, goes, and then walks by. They're fun to be around. It's a great group of guys. And then you've got in one corner, the way the Sharks dressing room is in the practice rink is, you've got Zach Ostapchuk, you've got Colin Graff and Michael Misa. And Ryan Warsofsky this year came in with the four C's: care, consistency, connected, and damn if I could remember the fourth one. But anyway, those three guys are sitting, and over them it says care. Okay, so I would call it the care corner. But Graff corrected me yesterday. Graff corrected me, and he goes, "No, we're the care crew." I went, "Oh, that's way better. That's way better." So they're a great group of young guys, and they're a great group of veteran guys. It's fun to be around them, and they're having fun right now. That's, to me, one of the secrets of their success is that they really like each other. You've been on teams, and I've been on teams that the guys weren't that connected, weren't that close. This group is really close, and Macklin's just one of the guys. Will's just one of the guys. Reaver and all those other guys. They're what to me the definition of a team should be.
Yeah. Let me ask you about Will, because I mean he's slight. He's not a big guy. Does he? Let me just put it this way. Does he have to be a better two-way player?
Yes.
Is he capable of being a better two-way player?
Yes, he's got to be better. He's got to be a better two-way player, and especially when he has the puck, believe it or not, because to me, he and Macklin have the same problem on the ice, which is impatience. They want to make the play right then, right there, because that's how they think, right? For Will, and people look, because you're compared to Mac. But for Will, he's got more points than he did last year and a lot less games. And he also went through the injuries too, the injury with the shoulder that happened in Pittsburgh. But he wants to make that pass. He wants to make that play because he thinks, and for a lot of his life, he has been able to make that play. So for Will, it's just a matter, like Macklin, of just being patient with the puck every once in a while. Just hang on to it or shoot it, or just you just make sure you get control of the puck and not try to put it through three sticks because you see Max taking up the ice, and vice versa. It happens for both of them. It's something that Ryan Warsofsky's talked to them both about. But Will is an incredible athlete, overall athlete. He was a star football player. He was a star baseball player. Comiskey's his mom's a Comiskey, so obviously he's big in baseball. And a terrific hockey player. He's a very good athlete. If you don't believe me, just ask him. He'll tell you. He and Mac play this little football game outside our door now. Last year it was soccer. This year it's football. And I'll watch them because they're just hilarious before the game. That's their warm up. And Will make a pass to Mac, or he'll make a catch and he'll just look at me and go, "Can't teach that. Can't teach that." But he's going to be exactly what the Sharks need. He's going to be that next guy. He's going to be, the 1-2 punch that the team needs as we start to get even better and better. I've got no worries about that kid. He's one of those people that is such a likable young man. And he's got the movie star good looks, blonde hair, blue eyes, and he's got that swagger. Against the Ducks, on the start of the third period, when he makes the pass over to Mac and Mac puts the puck in to tie the game. There's a shot of Will. He makes the pass, and as he makes the pass, he knows that Mac's going to put it in, and he turns away towards the boards. And when Mac scores, he just looks over his shoulder and spins the stick in his hand and puts it back into the sword, the sheath kind of thing.
Like he hit a good 8-iron.
Exactly. It was. I laughed because it was a national game, a TNT game, so I'm watching it at home. I laughed and I thought that is Will Smith. The reason he's going to be good is because he knows he can be. He's really smart. And he won't accept anything else from himself, but he's also got that kind of edge or that kind of silliness to him that lets Mac just relax too. So it's such a great relationship, and I really believe that their relationship on the ice is just as important as, or off the ice is just as important their relationship on the ice.
What's Misa's demeanor like? Is it more like Smith or is it more like Celebrini?
More like Celebrini.
Flat line, just even keel.
Hey, Michael, how you doing? Now again, 19. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Yeah. Good. It's very, but he's young. He's only played a few games, but he's starting to get more and more comfortable. Really talented player, 134 points in junior, but he's more like Colin Graff. And it's funny that they sit beside each other because I don't know if they get 3 or 4 words out of them when you get a chance to talk to them. But
really,
but he's I don't think anybody's quite like Will as far as just the attitude and the fun and the smile,
the bravado.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's quite like that.
Well, I saw a stat last night. It's pretty cool. Colin Graff, 20 goals for an undrafted player. I mean,
for the San Jose Sharks. Yep.
You want to talk about a self-made
Superstar
player? I mean, a guy that just grinds. A couple of those guys were there when you were coaching.
Yeah, well, I think Kelly Kissio and Todd Ellick.
Yep.
Obviously, they would say that coaching was a big part of their ability to get those 20+ goals. Yeah, gigantic.
Huge,
obviously.
Absolutely.
Never mind that they were both bona fide huge pros before they even got to San Jose. Once they got that video work from who, they were. Okay, that's how I do it.
Oh, now I know.
But actually, scoring 20 goals for us back then, that wasn't easy.
No,
we weren't exactly. Kelly Kissio, especially Kelly, was the guy that he was one of our first. He was he was captain after Doug Wilson. He was one of our lead players. He was a veteran in the league, and he was one of those fantastic leaders on our team. And Todd Ellick came in our 3rd year when we made the playoffs, and he was early in that year. Todd Ellick was the man for us because Igor Larionov was hurt, and Todd was a big guy. Centerman, could really skate, shoot the puck, good scorer. He was a big part of that team that we were able to get to the playoffs and beat Detroit. Bo was a big part of our success.
Yeah. Now I was just gonna say I more identify with Colin Graff than I do like a Celebrini or a Smith or something like that, like a guy that just grinded. And I feel so happy for guys like that because they weren't given anything. And not that the other two that I just mentioned were, but they had stardom kind of written on them from an early age. And a guy that is undrafted, shoot, you could lose faith and think, well, maybe it just isn't for me. Not only is it for him, I like watching him play.
Yeah,
Let me ask you about, is it Chernoff? Is that how you pronounce?
Chernyshov. Yeah.
Chernyshov. Okay. Tell me a little bit about him because he's been up for what, maybe a month?
Yeah, I think it's like 19 games now. 19, 20 games now. Yeah.
And I know he's supposed to be pretty good. He's second round draft pick. I like to get scouting reports on all these guys when they come up just so I kind of can watch them play. Give us a scouting report on him and what do you think? Because he seems like he's again another one of those good young Sharks.
Yep, he played with Michael Misa in junior, and had a good junior career. Came to the Barracuda, and immediately, as you know, I do some of the Barracuda games as well. And immediately, what you saw with Igor was that he is able to hold on to pucks, use that body to get to the net, hold on and expand plays in the offensive zone. He gets behind the net and he increases the space that he has to work with. Is not shy to go to the net. is a player who's got a good shot, plays straight ahead. He's that guy that gets his nose over pucks and holds on to them. When he got called up to the Sharks, I got a hold of John McCarthy, who's done a great job with the Barracuda as a head coach, and he said there hasn't been a guy on the team that the coaching staff was more sure, and the CUDA coaching staff was more sure that he was going to get called up sooner rather than later, and that they were cheering for more than him. He's just again, another great kid, a guy who works his ass off, a guy who's really good in the offensive zone, and is only going to get better. This is a really good pick by Mike Greer and his staff. This is the big body, man. It's that big, strong body that is hard to knock off a puck. You can't have enough of those guys, and he's smart enough and skilled enough to play with Mac and Will.
Man, I just started thinking, like 4 years from now, how many Olympians are the Sharks going to have? They might have a boatload.
Yeah, they might have a ton. Yeah.
I mean, wow, that's going to be fun to watch. So, all right, give us your thoughts. The last, what do we got? 7 games left?
8 games left. 8 games left. So we go Saturday against Nashville, Monday against Chicago, Edmonton, Anaheim back to back. Vancouver's the last game of the year, and then we go on a 3-gamer in Nashville, Chicago, and Winnipeg, and it might come down to that last game in Winnipeg.
Yeah, I mean, so 79. I'm just saying, yeah. So you have a game in hand.
Yeah,
Sharks have a game in hand over the Mammoth, Predators, Kings.
Yeah,
and the Jets. And that after that, it kind of falls off. Kraken are 75 wins. I'm not going to say they're out of it, but
yeah,
they would have to jump a whole bunch of teams. So you got the game in hand, which is nice. It just
as long as you win it.
Yeah, it's a good point. Well, you can't lose anything. Yeah,
right. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah,
it's a free roll at it. So no, I mean, it would be. I'm trying to think. So they would be the second wild card.
Yeah.
So right now they would face?
It's huge. It's Colorado. Colorado.
That's right. It's Colorado.
Yeah, play Colorado. So
I mean, again, it's like, who cares? It's like free roll playoffs. See if you can get there, and it's got to be fun for you. Like, because the last few years have been rough. It's almost like I told Tim Roy all the time. I go, God, in 2015, I go, no one deserves this more than you, because you sat through some god awful Warrior teams in the late 90s, early aughts. I mean, it was just like, what are we doing? Like, we got no chance here. Like 5 games into the season, it's over. So it's fun though to be able to do this. So I'm happy for you, happy for Randy. I mean, you guys did have a good 20-year run of pretty good Sharks hockey.
Yeah,
I've told people, Drew, that in 2015, that was probably the most fun I've had in May and June, because you guys were in the playoffs and we were the Warriors were in the playoffs, and it just worked out that every other night was a Sharks game, Warriors game, Sharks game, Warrior game, all the way to the finals. Now, obviously, it would have worked out better if you guys would have beaten Pittsburgh. Then it would have been a twofer. But as far as like viewing enjoyment, I've had this discussion with people. What sports month, give or take a couple weeks, is your favorite? Is it October, kind of bleeding into November a little bit, where you get baseball playoffs, World Series, all that? You get college football, pro football, hockey started, basketball is just starting. So there's like everything going on. Or do you like the May, June, April kind of window-ish, where you get a few golf master, you get a few majors, you get high NHL playoffs, and you get the NBA playoffs, and you get baseball starting as well? Most people choose the fall because they like football.
Yeah.
I like May, June because I love the Stanley Cup playoffs and I love the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
And every night there are games on. There's just like all kinds of games on. Yeah. So that's my favorite. If you had a favorite, would you say that too?
Yeah, I would say that. And the next one would be April, just when they get to the playoffs, that first round. I used to work in the golf industry as I worked in pro shops and golf courses for most of my life. I've gotten away from watching golf because I've quit. I haven't played golf in 20 years. Easy. 20 years? 20 years. 2015.
Why'd you quit?
I'll tell you the story. Why?
Okay.
I didn't, I could always hit the ball. Like I say, 13 years old till the time I was 29, I worked at a golf course and worked in the pro shop and all that stuff. And then Dave King, who I owe my career to, he gets me into, because I was coaching in the winters, and Dave King in Canada gets me into work for Hockey Canada, working for him. And then I kept playing golf, but not a lot. Went with my brothers one day when we went to see my mom out in Vancouver, and both my brothers play golf almost every day, and they're both very good players. And we're on the range warming up, and my brother Doug says to me, my oldest brother, said, "I don't understand a guy who hits the ball as well as you do and hits it as far as you do with that swing doesn't play golf anymore." Because by that time I was just playing here and there.
Yeah.
And I said, "I don't know. I just don't, like it's hard to be playing golf when you're away from your family all year and then say to your wife, 'Hey, honey, I'm going out to play golf.'" Yeah. But anyway, so I said, "I don't know." So we get out, I drill it on the first hole over Vancouver Club. I hit it down the right side like I usually do. And then I got about 90 yards in and I fly it over the green. And my brother Doug walks by and goes, "Oh yeah, now I remember." No toolbox for the game. So, but I keep up with the Masters because of their freaking texts going back and forth about these guys. But anyway, for me, it's April, or it's May and June, but right after that is April, because the first round of the playoffs in the NHL is so awesome.
It isn't it? I mean, it's just game after game after game after game, and it's the same with basketball. It's like the only problem is it's hard to choose what I'm gonna watch, because there's like 8 games on a night. There's usually 4 hockey, if not 3 hockey, and then 3 or 4 basketball. I'm like, okay, let me try to figure. And the thing about the NBA is usually your 8-1s, 2-7s are kind of like, I don't feel like I need to watch those. With hockey, 1-8, 2-7, I mean, could be just as good as the 4-5, because you have no idea. You have no idea. I remember that one season, Drew. I can't remember what season it was, where the Sharks didn't have home ice, and I think by the end of the first round, they were like a 6th seed or 5th seed, whatever. By the end of the first round, they had home ice, because every higher seed won. It was like 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to say that was the year they lost to Edmonton, and Rafi Torres was on that team, and they might have been that was
8th
seed.
That was, we were just funny. We were talking about that series the other day and how that series changed by that Rafi Torres hit on Milan Michalek. But we were up 2-0 in that series. Michalek gets nailed by Torres. Nobody does anything to him. Nobody goes after Rafi. And then I want to say that game was the one that went into triple overtime, and we lost. Sean Horkoff scored, and that's why I hate Sean Horkoff to this day. He scored for Edmonton. Apparently, he's a very nice guy. Actually, I've told him to his face I hate him because of that goal. And he said he actually was really cool. He said, "Yeah, I don't blame you." And then we lost that series. And that was Ronnie Wilson that was the series. That was the series there that we lost that. But yeah, we talked about that. And it's funny too with Rafi Torres. When Jumbo had his night, I don't know if I told you, like we had the jersey retirement. The night before that, they had the alumni game at Tech CU. Everybody comes out, and Joe invites all the guys he wants to come play. Yeah. Rafi's one of those guys that he brings. And the guys all suggested in the room that Rafi start the game in the penalty box.
Oh, that would have been funny. That would have been funny.
Yeah. But most of them bitched, they came by because we were on the bench, and they'd all came by and go, "How long is for warm up?" They just came back and went, "How long is this freaking warm up? Can we just get this thing going? It's not like the old days. Let's go."
Dudes are running out of gas out
exactly.
there. I'm like, please. It's funny. I don't know. I think the sport's probably better for it, I think. But you just don't have a lot of Rafi Torreses in the league.
No, not anymore.
It's just it's a different sport. He was fun because he was fun to either embrace as your guy or hate him. Just absolutely hate him. And that
Ryan Reeves.
That gives the game more spice.
Yeah.
Like we have
Those
those
guys.
guys. We talked about this. I don't know if me and you did specifically, but in the Bay Area, like who are the guys in the Bay Area over the last 20, 25 years that if they played for anybody else, you would hate them? And the obvious, easy answer is Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
Like everybody here would hate Draymond if he played for somebody else. They would hate him because he talks, he wins. He's I don't want to say dirty, but he's physical. Like
he's on the edge.
You would hate him. But he's the Warriors. It's like, oh, we love this guy. This guy's oh, he's ours, baby. He's ours. Can you think of anybody else that like for the Sharks that like
Reaver?
If he played who?
Ryan Reeves. Ryan Reeves played
Reeves
for Vegas, played St. Louis, played for all these other teams.
And you hated him when he was there.
Well, no. So we have a media day, okay, and where we to start the season off, and we're there because we got to get our photos, then do those promo shots and everything else. And I had talked to Ryan a couple of times, so I just went over to say hi to him and reintroduce myself. And Randy comes over, and Randy goes, "Hi, Ryan. Randy Hahn, play-by-play announcer. Been with the Sharks for a long time. I'm not going to say we hated you when you played for these other teams. It was just business." And Reaver goes, "We're going to start our relationship on a lie, are we? Is that what it's going to be?" But you can't find a more likable teammate and team guy and just all-around great guy than Ryan Reeves. I absolutely love Ryan Reeves. Now we've got that relationship with the water and the head rub and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the other day, so the game's on TNT the other night, right? And Macklin gets the 4 points. And as Macklin's being interviewed in the hallway, Reaver walks behind him and gives him the shoulder, right? On the air. Okay, talking to the panel at the end of the game. And they all say, "Is that Reaver? We want to talk to Reaver." Now he's down the hallway. Camera person does a great job. She scans down the hallway and he goes, Macklin goes, "Come here. They want to ask you a question." So Reaver's like, no. He goes, "Come on." So he comes back and he gets handed the headphones. Reaver looks at the headphones, wipes them on Macklin because Macklin's been sweating, puts on the headset, and they ask him, he goes, "Reaver, what's he like? What's Macklin like?" And he goes, he's like a god on ice." And then Macklin starts to laugh. Like he's the one guy that get Mac laughing like crazy. But he's a wonderful guy. And he joined our broadcast the other day. He and Randy, I was downstairs, he was upstairs. And he's doing a fantastic job. Sharks score a power play goal. I say, "Reaver, you want to take this?" And he nails it. He's been in the league for almost 1,000 games. Yeah. And then Randy said something to the effect of, "You're really good at this. You could do this for a career." And he goes, "Yeah, I could do this." And I was downstairs and I went, "Hey, I can hear both of you right now. You know that, right?" And then he throws in the, "Oh, you're doing a good job too," kind of stuff. He's a terrific individual, man. So he'd be one of those guys. I can't believe, like, you watch him with Toronto, but especially when we was in Vegas. And when we was in Vegas, you were like, "Oh, this guy, man." Yeah. But he'd be definitely one of those guys. Owen Nolan, when he was playing for Colorado, Quebec, you didn't like him. You couldn't say pretty much. Gary Suter. Gary Suter's was a sweetheart. Yeah, but Suits was. Now I knew him a little bit from Calgary, but Suits was a guy you went, I don't know if I love the way he plays now for us, but hockey's got a few of those guys for sure. It's amazing how much better they look in teal than they did in any other jersey.
Oh my gosh. Well, another one of the greatest of all time was that way, Barry Bonds. You put Barry Bonds on any other team, people here in the Bay Area would boo the hell out of him. They would hate him, but he's our guy. It's interesting the way sports works that way. You just have blinders on when they're exactly. Hey, that's my guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He's a great guy. Love that guy. What are you talking about?
He was on something? Get at it. What are you talking about? Trade him the next year. Oh, you were, How'd you
I never liked that guy. Never liked that guy. Especially when he hits a homer against your team.
Oh, God. Drew, it's always fun. I always have a lot of laughs. The T-shirt, by the way, is outstanding.
Thank you,
T-shirt, Bruce Lee.
Yeah, Bruce Lee.
Tell everybody the story of that T-shirt.
This is one of the posters from Enter the Dragon. Okay, and it's the worldwide release date it was actually the Hong Kong release date was July 26, 1973. Unfortunately, he had been dead for 6 days by then. He had died 6 days before with that allergic reaction to the analgesic. And so then the worldwide release date was like August 19th, I think it was. And so this is one of the posters, and this is the Hong Kong poster. I told you the story. I went and saw Enter the Dragon when I think I
Yep.
was 12 or 13 years old, and I walked down the Capitol Theater and I stayed for the next go around. Um, got back home, begged my parents, can I please? I'm going to quit hockey. I'll quit everything. I'll use my paper route money. I want to take karate. I'm going to quit everything. I want to be like Bruce Lee. And my dad said no. And I said, why not? And he said, because you'll use it on your brothers. And I went, of course I will. Why do you think I want to take it? But Bruce Lee was a hero growing. And so I got all these Bruce Lee t-shirts. My sons buy them for me. I buy them for myself.
That's awesome.
He's my guy, man. I love him.
That's
Love him.
fantastic.
Nobody
Good
faster.
story.
And they actually released too. Game of Death came out a few years after he had shot a lot of that footage. Remember with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that movie
Yep,
where
yep.
he fought Kareem? Yeah. But there's a couple of stunt doubles he used, but they had also shot a lot of footage of Game of Death for that he had already. So after he passed away, they still had Game of Death come out. But he was the man. Enter the Dragon, one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's fantastic.
Made every
Fantastic.
every white guy in the world want to learn how to use nunchucks. You know,
Yeah, how many times did they crack themselves in the
all the
skull
time.
using them?
It's all the time. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
No chance. No chance whatsoever. All right, my friend. I will maybe a couple weeks from now we'll talk, and we'll
We'll talk about the
fingers
playoffs.
crossed we'll be talking about playoffs.
Absolutely.
And look,
Love it,
one way or
Tony.
the other, Sharks make playoffs will be it would be awesome. If not, hopefully you'll still be available and we can talk and you know I love talking NHL playoffs with you. So one way or the other, we'll be talking in a couple weeks, hopefully, about the Sharks matchup in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Thank you, Drew. Love you, man.
Tommy. Love you too, man.
All right, take it easy, Drew. Man, I love talking to Drew. He's just the best. He's the best. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick break. I gotta feed this beast because she's like, I would let her sit on my lap. You guys have seen, I'll put her on my lap, but she's snoring right now. So it's just, that's not gonna work. 5 minutes. We're gonna have Dr. Bob on. We'll just get his thoughts, quick 10-minute hit with Dr. Bob, get his thoughts on the Final Four games. If you want to get down on those, I don't know if he has any plays on them, but maybe he'll have a lean. Maybe he won't. I'm not sure. But we'll get his thoughts on Illinois and UConn and Arizona and Michigan. And then after that, we'll have like a little weekly recap, some of the things that jumped out to me this past week. So we'll have all that coming up. But right now, where are you, Homer? And like that, we're back. Hello, Bob.
Hey, how you doing?
Tremendous yourself.
Not bad.
Good to see you.
Not too much work to do with just 4 teams left.
Yeah, I know we lose you right around college football playoffs because basketball comes into play.
Yeah.
And then for those people that don't
true.
know, Bob actually has to work. He just can't come on the show, and he doesn't make enough money on the. It's lucrative, but he doesn't make enough money on the podcast to sustain. So he's actually got to. He's got to work and do his college basketball stuff.
I get paid in future beer, I think, when we
Oh, absolutely. that
together.
I can take care of. For those that don't know, Dr. Bob, he joins us during the football season quite frequently, going over some football picks. I thought it'd be kind of fun to go over the Final Four and get his thoughts on the final UConn, Illinois, then Arizona and Michigan. Who out of these teams, Bob, has made the biggest jump from the beginning of the season ratings to where they are now?
I had Connecticut pretty high at the beginning. I had a futures bet on them to win the Big East, and they were cruising along, and all of a sudden they lose to St. They didn't lose. It wasn't the loss to St. John's. They lost to I don't know, some bad team right before they played St. John's. I was like, oh, so my futures,
of course,
futures bet went out the window. But I had UConn pretty high, so they're kind of playing back to where I thought they'd be. Michigan and Arizona were expected to be great. I think Illinois was expected to be good. Maybe they're playing a little better than expected. But all these teams were expected to be in the mix, so nothing too surprising.
I know you follow college basketball closer than I do, much closer. But is size back in vogue now? Has it been back in vogue? Because these 4 teams, UConn's not overly big. I mean, Duke was bigger than UConn. UConn just has the kid in the middle who is really, really good, and they've been playing fantastic in the tournament. But Illinois, big team. Arizona, big team. Michigan, big team. Have you noticed that trend at all, or is this kind of a one-year thing?
Even in the Big Ten was so strong. Purdue's big. I mean, they got a lot of. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it too much, but as this tournament was going on, I did notice, rim protection is part of what makes teams good tournament teams.
Yeah.
There aren't as many fast break opportunities. There aren't as many free throw attempts in the NCAA tournament. There are certain things, statistical factors that you can isolate that some teams are better than expected in the tournament due to their statistical profile. And a lot of it has to do with rim protection and those things I mentioned. And as I'm going through these teams, I'm like, oh, yeah, a lot of these good teams are good rim protectors. They've got good height. They offensive rebound. They, keep teams from, offensive rebounds is another is an indicator for success in the tournament. But all these teams are good defensive rebounding teams. So that is all height related. So I didn't notice it really until I started really prepping for the NCAA tournament. Like, oh, a lot of these top teams have really, really good front courts, really big guys. So, maybe that's coming back in vogue.
Yeah. All right, let's start with the first game of the day, Illinois and UConn. And what do you make of this one?
Well, I think the line's fair. It's oscillating between Illinois by 2 and Illinois by 1.5. And I think the line is fair. I get Illinois by 1.7 if you're just looking at straight metrics. However, the offense that Dan Hurley runs is extremely intricate. It's hard for non-conference opponents that aren't familiar with it to game plan for the Huskies. Conference opponents that face UConn once, twice, sometimes 3 times a season have had better success against them due to the familiarity with the system. Since Hurley's become the head coach, 6 seasons now, Connecticut's 52% against the spread against conference opponents, but they're now 68-36 against the spread against non-conference teams. You've heard this stat in the last 4 years. That includes 17-1 straight up and 17-1 against the spread in the NCAA tournament, which are all non-conference teams they faced. So it's harder for teams to prepare for Connecticut because of the intricacies of the offensive sets that they run. So that favors them a little bit. Also, I do think in other ways, UConn matches up pretty well with Illinois. Illinois ranks first in the nation in not allowing free throw attempts. But the Huskies don't depend on free throws. So it doesn't really affect them. The Huskies are 333rd in the nation in the percentage of the points that come from the line. So the fact that Illinois doesn't allow a lot of free throws doesn't really affect Connecticut. They don't depend on free throws to score points. On the other side of the ball, Illinois, 50% of their shots are three-pointers, three-point attempts. Connecticut doesn't allow that many three-pointers, and they've held opponents to just 30.7% success on the long-range shots. They played earlier back in late November, and the Huskies held Illinois to 6 3-point makes in a 13-point win in Madison Square Garden. So that came to fruition. The fact that UConn does not allow a lot of open threes, and they don't allow a high percentage when teams do take threes, I think it helps them here, and it certainly helped them in that 74-61 win back in November. Connecticut's biggest issue, when they lose, they turn the ball over. And St. John's was a team they had trouble with this year. They played just three teams all season, 7 games among the 3 teams. It was Seton Hall a couple times, Marquette a couple times, and 3 times against St. John's. Three teams that rank in the top 50 in the nation in defensive turnover rate. And they relatively struggled against those teams, just 4-3 straight up against the teams that kind of pressured you. But if Connecticut's not getting pressured, they don't turn the ball over much. Illinois ranks last in the nation, 365 out of 365 in defensive turnover rate per 100 possessions. So Connecticut has faced 4 NCAA tournament quality teams that rank in the bottom 150 in the nation forcing turnovers. They won all 4 of those games. One was against Florida, a number 1 seed. They beat number 3 seeded Michigan State. They beat number 4 seeded Kansas, and they beat number 11 seed Texas. So and Duke does not force a lot of turnovers. And the only reason they stayed in that game, they only turned it over 5 times against Duke, and it kept them in that game, even though they could not make a shot from outside the arc. They're just so tough to beat when they're not turning it over. And the fact that they started that game 1 for 18 from 3-point range and still found a way to win. They were only 5 for 23 from 3-point range and still beat Duke because they just don't turn the ball over. They don't make those silly mistakes unless the team is really pressuring them, which Illinois doesn't do. So Connecticut have a horrible 3-point shooting night and still beat a quality team just by not turning it over and playing good defense, which is something they do. Now, Illinois, I already mentioned, they take a lot of shots from 3-point range, and they're a great offensive team, arguably the best offensive team in the nation. They're among the top 3 for sure, but they've struggled relatively against other good offensive teams, against top 50 teams in compensated offensive efficiency. So this is offensive points per possession adjusted for the offenses you faced. Against the top 50 offensive teams in the country, Illinois is 9-8 straight up. They're 19-0 against everybody else, and 13-6 against the spread against the teams not in the top 50 in offense. So while they're a great offensive teams, they generally don't match up that well against other teams in the top 50 in compensated offensive efficiency, which UConn is among the top. They're 27th. So I think that is an issue. And some people point to, Illinois has revenge, and revenge doesn't matter. In fact, I looked it up to see what it was. Revenge in Final Four games, teams with revenge are just 5-16 against the spread since 1991 in the Final Four. So there's not a reason to be thinking Illinois has any kind of motive here. I just think the matchup favors UConn. The fact that they run that intricate offense, and non-conference teams have trouble with it, and they've shown that to be the case, especially in the NCAA tournament. I would certainly rather have Connecticut plus the 1.5 or 2 points. So that's the way I lean there.
Got it. All right, let's go with the late game, the one that I may have a vested interest.
Yeah, you got to be excited. Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting because Michigan's the one team that I thought, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough for Arizona because it's strength on strength, but Michigan shoots threes, and Michigan, if they get going from 3-point land, and Arizona's defense is really good, so I'm hoping that mitigates some of it. But Arizona, it's not that they can't shoot threes; they just don't shoot threes. Michigan does, and if Michigan gets going, I'm not sure they're going to be able to make up that difference. But size on size, I'm wondering if foul trouble may come into play with the physicality of the game. We'll see. But how do you see this one? Because I think Arizona. Again, this is a coin flip game for me. It's just this is the one team, Bob, that I thought, wow, they could mitigate some of Arizona's strength, that they just impose their will on other teams. I don't know they're going to be able to impose their will on Michigan.
Yeah, it's funny. I just the other night, they're playing a lot of ESPN's playing a lot of those 30 for 30s with college basketball. And Survive in Advance was on the other night. I love that.
I saw some of that.
Yeah, about
Love
NC
it.
State. And when this matchup came, I'm like, this reminds you of Louisville versus Houston, the semifinal game that everyone thinks is the national championship game. You better watch out because they're going to wear each other out, and the big letdown coming into Illinois or Connecticut. I mean, I think Arizona's got a decent chance to get by them, but you better be careful about the final if that's the case. Now, in this game, similar to the first game, my ratings are this time of year is hard to find the line value. My ratings favor Michigan by 1.4 points. So same thing. The line is pretty fair. Sorry, and that's adjusted for current rotations. Both these teams are playing their more impactful players more minutes in these games, which has helped both teams, obviously. The matchup I found, I kind of dug into it. I think it does favor Arizona a bit. Michigan has the number 1 rated overall defense. Arizona, obviously, second. And they have the number 4 rated. Arizona's the number 4 rated offensive team in the nation. Even though they're known for their defense, they're still a great offensive team. Michigan, Arizona, is 11-1 against the spread against top 25 defensive rated teams. And they've 5-0 against top 6 defenses. Of the top 25 defenses, they're 11-1, like I mentioned. The only loss to a top 25 defense was by 4 points to Kansas, but they also beat Kansas by 23 points. Yeah. They've done really well against very good defensive teams. Now, on the other side of the ball, despite the elite defense, the Wolverines are just 4-3 straight up against teams that rank in the top 10 in offensive rating. That's all 3 of their losses. That's losses to Purdue, Duke, and Wisconsin. Michigan, top 5 rated team in compensated offensive efficiency. Arizona, great defense, 4-0 straight up, 4-0 against the spread against the other top 10 rated offensive teams that they faced. They beat Florida, Alabama, Arkansas, and Purdue by an average of 16 points. So they throttled these other top offensive teams that they faced. I think Michigan's a little more diverse offensively than some of those teams are. But the fact that Arizona's elite defense has done really well against top offensive teams, and Arizona's offense, they've done pretty well against really elite defensive teams. I think that's sort of, kind of points in favor of Arizona. The fact that the Wolverines surprised me, actually, that Michigan was just 4-3 straight up against top 10 offensive teams. That kind of surprised me a little bit. Yeah. Now, Michigan's strength offensively is the 2-point shooting, 61% 2-point shooting, number 2 in the nation. Arizona's the number 2 rated 2-point defense in the nation. And the Wildcats are 11-0 straight up against top 60 rated 2-point shooting teams. So great 2-point defense, great 2-point shooting offensive teams have not bothered the Wildcats. Mm-hmm. Each team has played 1 game against a team that's in the top 5 in offense and defensive rating. Arizona won that game. The only game that Michigan faced against a team like that was Duke, and they lost that game. That's a sample of 1. But the other, kind of matchup kind of stuff I just mentioned, it all sort of leans toward Arizona having proven themselves against elite offenses and elite defenses, whereas Michigan slipped up a little bit in those top matchups. So I think the matchup favors Arizona a little bit based on that. I'm not betting the game, but you have some hope, I think.
Thank you. Is there any future value in betting like a plus 175 to win the national championship, or I don't even know what UConn.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it, but like I said, it could be a letdown after this game for whoever wins this game.
I was thinking the same, and I thought the exact game you thought. For those of you that don't remember
any futures bets at all, I'd probably be on UConn. I don't know what the odds are, but I'd probably take UConn on any futures bets.
That was the Doctors of Dunk, Louisville, and Phi Slama Jama. And that was one of the most, if you're a college basketball fan and you're like a little younger and you didn't, go back and find a video of that. It's an incredible college basketball game. And then somebody snidely said after that game, they said, who do you think's going to win the national championship? North Carolina, Houston. He goes, oh, whoever has the most dunks. Ha ha. Houston's going to have the most dunks. Actually, it was 1-0. NC State, last play of the game.
On the putback on the long alley oop. As
exactly. Who was that? Derek Wittenberg.
Wittenberg likes to say, that was a pass. What a great pass.
Exactly right too. I mean, that was, and then Jim Valvano running around trying to find someone to hug, and he couldn't.
That's Such a great documentary. I love that one. The
Isn't
other
it?
basketball one I like is Requiem of the Big East.
That's my favorite. I love that one.
That is the best.
I
Unbelievable.
love that one.
Yeah.
In fact, you get a kick. We had PJ Carlesimo on a few months ago, maybe even a year. I'm not sure. Huh?
Did you play for him?
I did not play for PJ. No, he was the coach of the Warriors when Spree was here.
Yeah.
Remember, he was the coach that got choked out.
Yeah.
Yep. So I've known PJ a long time. He was coaching at Seton Hall when I was a rookie, and I don't think he was in the NBA while I played, but I'm not positive. But he told stories of like Big East. They'd go down to Florida for their Big East coaches meetings. Some of the stories he would tell about Thompson and Raleigh Massimino and Louis Carnesecca and the legendary coaches they had in that league. I mean, Rick Pitino. People don't remember what Big Monday was.
Yeah, it's
I'm telling you,
unbelievable.
Big Monday was NBA.
Yeah, the number of Hall of Fame coaches that were in that league at the same time is unbelievable.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'd like, if you come home on a Monday, like come home from school, and it's Dwayne Pearl Washington versus Patrick Ewing, you're like, oh, baby, here we go. Carrier Dome, let's do it. Now, I don't get that feeling about any college basketball. There's like nothing. It's like, it's okay, but it's not Big Monday. I guess things change.
Hey, Tom, my computer battery's down to 5%, so I've got.
All right, well, let's let you go then. I do appreciate. Well, thank you so much, and let's do it again during the off season. Get some of your college football ratings and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll hook up in late August.
Okay, yeah, transfer portal stuff like that. Bob, have a great summer. It's always a pleasure. We're not even close to summer, and I'm saying it. But have a great and thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it, man.
Bye.
I want to thank Dr. Bob for joining us. I said have a great, and I blanked. I wasn't even sure what to say. I said summer. We got like 2 months away from summer. Maybe we don't. I guess 2.5 months. We're still a ways away from summer. We got I blanked during tax season. I hate tax season so much. It's like, oh God, taxes again. All right, let's do a little recap. And this isn't so much like recap like what happened in the world of sports this week. It's just kind of what grabbed my attention. Although one thing I didn't put in there, and we don't have any video for it, but congratulations to Daniel Susak for his 3-hit performance. He got his first major league hit, and then said, "But that was so fun. I'll just get 2 more." The Susak family was going bananas last night too. So that never gets old. And that's something that football can't provide, basketball can't provide, hockey can't do it. Baseball is the one that can do it. You know when you're going to play your first game, you bring in the family for the first game, and they're all there just going crazy. Mom and dad and brothers and sisters and relatives. And the only person that wasn't having a good time last night was that little kid who was getting jostled around all over the place. He was like, dude, stop getting hits. You're wearing me out. That's enough. 1 was good. We don't need 3. I'm getting jerked around all over the place every time you get a hit. That was pretty cool. And the Giants get a win. And everything's kind of settling down now a little bit after getting swept at home against the Yankees, 2 out of 3 in San Diego, and then come home and take 1 against the Mets, and the offense picking up a little bit. And Matt Chapman telling Casey Schmidt, catch fucking ball. That was cool. I can't believe everybody made a big deal of that. It's like amazing. I can't even imagine what people would say about my era of basketball and how the players talk to each other and how the coaches talk to the players. Oh my gosh. People would want coaches and players arrested if they had high definition television back then and the ability to read lips. Forget it. Everybody gets so offended nowadays. Oh, I can't believe he said that to him. He should have stretched. Who cares? Like, they'll figure it out. Like, these are high pressure situations. Some guys say things, maybe they at second glance say, yeah, maybe could have handled that a little bit better, but hey, you'll deal with it. And then if you're the one taking, you're like, whatever. Right? It used to happen to me all the time. Somebody yell at me for something, a certain coverage or this or that, and I just like, I'll wait till after the game. I go, hey, you're wrong on that one. This is what happened. Most of the time they'd go, I know, I messed up, but You don't have time to sit there and debate like during the game, especially basketball. Maybe baseball you do, but yeah, that to me wasn't like whatever. Catch the fucking ball. Ooh, gee whiz. I hope Casey's okay. I hope he doesn't go home and hurt himself. I hope he's mentally strong. Please, everybody. They're professional athletes, okay? All right. So what I wanted to show you was bad week for CB Buckner. We showed you some of this earlier this week, but it got worse. It actually got worse after this. I was like, it got worse? Yeah, it got worse. But let's show you this. This is like Cincinnati, Eugenio Suarez up to a bat, and he's going to challenge 2 straight pitches, and he's going to win both pitches. I don't know if we're going to have the sound on this like we did last time. That was pretty funny. The crowd totally got into this. Like they're like, oh, this is the best thing ever, which is kind of a new element to the ABS. Like I think it's kind of cool. It adds to the entertainment value. Like fans, it's like the beer batter almost. But fans get into this. Umpires are definitely not into this. They're not into the fans like getting behind the ABS and going crazy, especially when they miss a call. But I will say this: the first week of the ABS, to me, proves a couple things. One, these umpires are pretty good. These guys are pretty good. Like most of them get most calls right, and you have to understand they get going anywhere from 83 to 101 with movement, and they're on the black or on the white of the box, and they're getting these calls right. Pretty impressive. It's also going to expose some bad umpires because these guys are going to keep showing up over and over and over again on the challenge system, and they're not going to like it. Get better. Get better. What do you want me to say? Yeah, they're trying to embarrass you. If you happen to be on there multiple times a week, like CB Buckner was this week, get better at your craft, please. All right, go ahead and roll it. So this is Eugenio's. Oh, yeah, ring you up. Bang, you're out. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to challenge that. Yeah, Suarez says, no, that's not a strike, CB. CB says, all right, you think you got it? Oh. Damn, you got it. All right. Crowd kind of like dull roar. And like, look, 0.3 inches. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. Like, I'll give Suarez more credit than ripping CB on that one. That's like a pretty good eye right there. 0.3 inches.
Great feel.
He's like, nah.
Nah.
You're not striking me out. Not today, CB. CB says, oh, you think so, huh? How about if I get you right here?
Called strike 3, tap the helmet again. He says it's
even CB wasn't buying that one. CB didn't ring him up as vigorously as he did the first time. He's like, yeah,
Here we go.
I think this is a strike, but I bet you this one he misses by more.
The loudest cheers of the game.
Crowd going crazy. Yeah, see, that was 1.1. See, CB wasn't even buying that. I think as soon as he started doing the chainsaw, like, he's like, oh, I don't think I got that one right. So that's a bad week, right? That's like already like CB's like, well, shit, that sucked. That was a bad week. Unfortunately for CB, he had to go to Milwaukee, where it got even worse. It's a ground ball, and CB's at first. Go ahead.
Bowers. Oh, in and out of the glove of Williamson. Throws it first. It's wide. It's backed up by Fortes. That should be a big.
Hey, let's just throw it to first. See if he touches the bag.
And never did make a move towards second base.
They throw it to
So
first.
he's safe. Heck of an effort by Williamson at second.
Runner did not touch first base.
CB calls him
and was
out
put out.
because he didn't touch first base.
So the
All right,
call from
you got to touch
CB
first
Buckner
base.
is that Jake Bowers missed first
That's
base.
part of the game. You have to touch the
And then
bases.
was tagged out. Not
So
that he
we're gonna,
made a
like,
move to second base.
See if he touched the
It was
bases.
tagged out. Then
He's
he
like, what are you
flat out
talking about?
missed
I didn't
the
touch the
bag.
base. I stepped right in the
And I
fucking
think that is
middle.
a horrendous call.
bag.
Where is CB
CB,
Buckner looking?
You
He's not
gotta
even
be looking at the
Why
play.
would he even say that?
CB Buckner was not even looking at the play.
He's
I mean, he
stepped
wasn't.
right on top of
He was
first
looking
base.
at
I'm
the
not sure
ball.
what CB
The
Buckner's
ball
looking
was
at there.
flying,
That-
and he was like tracking the ball.
Right.
And was
Like,
tagged out.
watch
Then
him
he
track
flat
the
out
ball. Like,
missed the
CB, why are you
bag.
watching the ball? That's just terrible mechanics right there. Like, how do you miss that? If you're watching that, you can't miss it. Impossible to miss it. Just impossible. So you got that going for you. You're like, okay.
And I think that is.
Thank God this week's almost over with. What else could go wrong? And nothing else can go wrong. Can it? Like, I'm not going to miss another call. Well, you're not going to miss another call, but this is going to happen to you. Oh, jeez. Straight dome shot.
Yikes.
Ah,
Immediately,
man.
Brewers trainer Lee Myers is out to check on CB.
Someone
Buckner.
should
That was
just
a
come kick him in the
direct shot
nuts right
off the
now.
glass.
And those can't be
Like,
surprised.
that's all. I mean,
And it looks like he's not.
like CB's been horrible this week. He didn't deserve that. That was
He went
I mean, that's 100 mile an hour coming at you.
Listen to this.
I'm surprised more umpires don't go down like this. A lot of them shake it off. It's amazing they shake this off, but that was straight. All that energy went right into his skull. Now, I wasn't saying you deserve that because I wouldn't say that. I mean, he sucked this week, but that's a shitty way to end it right there.
Yikes.
Immediately, the Brewers trainer Lee Myers is out
But
to
I did
check on
immediately
CB
think someone's
Buckner.
going to
That
come
was
kick
a
him in the nuts
direct
right now and
shot
say, "Here,
off
take
the
that with you."
glass.
And those can't be surprised.
Enjoy the rest of your week. Like, it's been
And it looks like
bad.
he's not.
Let's make it just a little worse
Direct
for you.
shot.
Oh man.
He went down.
Well, CB, hopefully it doesn't get worse. Hopefully this is the worst week you have this year. Hopefully we won't be talking about you more and more on the Tom Tolbert show. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, the next one isn't ABS related. The next one is, I don't even know what, I don't even know what to say about this. This is like impossible. This is impossible. I don't know. Well, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I'm just going to tell you. Brian Bello on the hill. Cam Smith at the dish. I think Mark Wegner's behind home plate. Connor Wong is the catcher. So those are the four guys that are like the four, I guess, principals in this shot, and they're the ones that I'm going to be talking about here, because this is like, anyway, we're just going to play it and we'll go through it, because if you hadn't seen this before, this literally cannot happen in a baseball game without anybody noticing. It can't. Go ahead.
He has a base hit. He's also grounded out. First and third, 2 down.
Oh, right down the fooled him. Strike one. So gotcha. Gotcha. 0-1 in the hole. Cam Smith said, "That's all right. Still got 2 more to work with. We're good. We're good. Go ahead. Bring that shit to me, Joe Boo. I'd take you deep this time." Oh, swing and a miss again. Let's throw down to second. Whoop. Here we go. Here we go. It's time for Benny Hill. Oh, hit the pitcher. And Brad back. Oh, ball's going over. It's like, what are we doing out here? It's early. See, it's early in the season. Okay, we're gonna have some mistakes. Already down. See, look at right there. 0-2. See it in the corner there. The score bug. 0-2. 0-2. Well, of course it's 0-2. He swung twice. Of course it's 0-2. Right there. Swing. That's a big swing too. The ball's there. Let's get it. Mayer says, "I'm going to throw it home." Bellows like, "I'm going to take let me try to catch it," and then miss it off my glove. And Wong's like, "Well, this sucks. And I got to go catch it. I got all this gear on. I got to run over here and get the ball." Red Sox are like, "Screw it. We're going to lose this game anyway." Oh, strike 3. You're out.
Yeah, it's almost, I mean, you Bello.
Can we go back? Can we rewind that? Rewind that? Strike 3. You're out. Strike 3. It's time to leave. Strike 3. Out. You're out. It's 0-2. You're out. Go leave.
Sent little Burfito to third. There's gonna be another one there.
Yeah, it's almost,
or not. You just, if you don't want to go, then don't go, and we'll just make it 1-2. We'll just throw a ball in there for the hell of it, because we don't know where that ball came from. But let's get sure. Why not? We'll just yeah. There you go. Damn. So anyway, we would give you the rest of the at bat, but it gets a little lengthy. But he does walk on 3 balls. It says 4. It was 4, but it wasn't 4. It was 3. How in the world? I don't even think I saw Smith flinch Wagner didn't know. Wong didn't know. Bello didn't know. Cora didn't say anything. The announcers had no clue what was going on. Like, in what world did someone come out there between the second and third strike with one of those Men in Black pen gizmos and just bzzz, everybody? Bzzz. How? Like, I get it. After the second strike, things got a little wonky. You throw it down to second, ball gets loose, things are a little crazy. But he swung at the pitch. Did everybody just forget about that? Like, Wong forgot about that? Bello, like, forgot about that? The umpire, Wagner, forgot about that? Like, everybody just forgot about it. Cora, like, that was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. Because it wasn't like anybody said, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Can we check this? And by the way, they could have checked it. Wagner could have called, I think, New York, he said, and they could have fixed it. Now, much like the Eugenio Suarez and Buckner situation, they didn't score any more runs, so it wasn't a big deal. Houston didn't get any more, and they ended up winning 9-2 anyway. So nobody was hurt, but it's still embarrassing, kind of for everybody. Like, are we paying attention? Or are we not paying attention? Like, what are we doing? It made me think of this. I don't know if we got the video for this. There we go. So let me set this one up for you. This is 31-27 Missouri. Colorado driving at the end of the game. I believe this is the year Colorado shared the national championship. So this is a hugely important game. So they got the ball down to the 4-yard line. They just completed a pass to the tight end. He went down inbounds. So the clock is still running. They don't have any timeouts left. And it's 31-27 Missouri. So they got to kind of hurry up here and score. I think there's about 30 seconds left or not. But yeah, let's go ahead and this will be first. This is first. Remember, this is first down here for the Colorado Buffaloes. Go ahead.
They're in a one-back offense.
Okay. Let's spike it, stop the clock, regroup, get a play in down to the 4-yard line. Colorado, very good offense. Eric Bieniemy, Charles Johnson behind it. Yeah, they're going to score. They figure, hey, we're going to score. All right. And there's a play before where the tight end went down in bounds, so they had to clock it on first down. They're like, okay, we're good. We're good. We got about 25 seconds left, so we're solid. We'll get a play in here and maybe give it to Bieniemy up the middle. Let him run it in for a touchdown. This is McCartney on the sidelines. What down is it? Is it first? I don't know. Let's just run it in right here. We won't have to worry about it. Bieniemy up the middle. Oh, stopped. How about that, Eric Bieniemy? Timeout. There are no timeouts.
Coach Logan calling for it.
Or like, hey, wait a minute. Now we got a. Or was there a timeout? Maybe they had one timeout. Okay.
If you get stopped short,
so now no timeouts remaining. So that was Spike. Run it up the middle. Okay. So now you got one timeout. You're like, okay, what do you want to do here? You want to run it, throw it? We don't have a timeout. Probably gonna have to maybe we'll throw it here. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Sure, it'd be nice if they give us 5 downs, wouldn't it? We're not going to get 5 downs, so let's go ahead and make sure we call a solid play here. Charles, you got that one? Yep, got it. Let's get back in there. See what's gonna. That's a bad turf too, by the way. Oof. Can't imagine playing on some of that bad turf back in the 90s. Let's see. I love these offenses back in the day too. Just so compact, full house backfield. 3 guys. Let's hand it off again. Oh, Bieniemy. Nope. That's third down. Third down. So we had a spike, and we've had 2 Bieniemy runs up the middle. That's 3. You get 1 more. By rule, you get 1 more. But the clock's running. What are we going to do? Do we have 2 plays? Do we have 2 plays? What's the next play? We got to have the next play, don't we? Okay, well, screw it. Let's just spike it. The game's over. No, it's not. Isn't it? What? I think the guy at the top of the screen, the Missouri guy, was like walking off the field a little bit. I think that probably confused everybody. Like, why would you spike it on 4th down? Maybe it wasn't 4th down. Now the problem was in the box it said 3 downs. Like the marker, it said third down. So they screwed up. They never moved it after second down. So you look over there, the box right there, it's 3. So they're like, oh, we're good. But they weren't good because they just forgot to move it. Now, how the officials forgot to tell them to move it, again, it's beyond me. I'm not sure if they're the ones doing the Red Sox Astro game. Pretty sure they're not. But same type deal. Like, how does everybody just miss? How does Missouri miss? I can't remember who was coaching Missouri back in 90, but like how do you like, is anybody counting? So fourth down is like, okay, spike, damn, we're getting a fifth down, that's sweet. All right, let's go ahead and just run it in now and see if we can get it in. Okay, touchdown. Boom, we win on 5 downs. And it looked like the guy at the top of the screen again was like, wait a minute, why did they get, that was a fifth down. Why, what are we doing? Or maybe they were just yelling at he didn't get in the end zone. I guarantee you that would have been replayed in today's game because it looked like he might have been down before he crossed the end zone. But anyway, they win. They win. By the way, we won't play this, but all 7 officials suspended for that game. Everybody, like you guys all suck. Like, what are we doing? How did everybody miss that? Like literally, everybody missed it. You're all suspended. Go. Should have just fired. Like you're lucky we didn't fire you guys. Like amazing. Like it happens. It doesn't happen often. It probably should never happen. And again, I'd have to go back and look at I think Bill McCartney was the coach of the Buffaloes. I don't know who the coach of the Missouri Tigers was back then. I'm sure if somebody just put it up there, I'd get it. I'd know it. I'd remember it since I was a big college football fan. But like, isn't anybody thinking to themselves like, oh, whoa, wait a minute, that's not right. Are you like that wrapped up in the game? You're not counting plays. So anyway, and again, that did have huge implications because if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was the national championship year, the 91, where they shared the national championship. So anyway, all right, before we get out of here, I had to mention this. We don't have video of this, but I just wanted to mention it. I'm sure you guys have seen the video of it. Tiger Woods, after rolling over in his Land Rover, I think a Range Rover, I guess, whatever, rolled over, walked up this trail. It's kind of weird. So cops are down here. Tiger's like up, like not to be seen. Like he just walked up a trail and kind of left the site. And the officers like, hey, you got to come back down here. You got to be here. You can't just go wandering off and be up there. We need you. We need you down here. So Tiger complies and he starts walking down the trail. And he gets close enough to the officer to hear him. And Tiger just says casually, I was just talking to the president. Excuse me? What? You just, like, who casually drops that one? Like, Tiger, you are the name that gets dropped. You're not supposed to be the name dropper. How many names can you, like, how many names would you, like, shake your head when Tiger told you? Because it's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods right there. Like, you could say anybody, like, yeah, whatever. You're talking to him, so cool. You're Tiger Woods. President's a little different, but, and why was he calling the president after rolling over his vehicle? I might need that pardon. We talked about this before. I might need this. I'm not sure I'm going to prison. Probably not, but, you know, I know you got the Iran thing going on. Keep that in the back of your mind, possibly, if I call you. And that would be just, it would be just like Trump too. Got the Iran thing going on. Like, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to, like, we got a general on the line. Hold on, I'm talking to Tiger. I got Tiger on there. Hello, Tiger. You totally see him like going, yeah, tell the general to wait. I'm talking to Tiger. Got Tiger on the line. But the immediate thought was, who says that? Like, why? What? I'm talking to the president. Are you trying to impress him? Was it matter of fact? Like you talk to him all the time, but if it would have been Bill, would you have told him? Yeah, I was just talking to Bill. Talking to Bill. Who, Bill? Neighbor. Talking to Bill. Looks like I'm going to be in prison today. Feed the animals, water the plants. I was going to water the plants today, and the dog needs to be fed. So thought I'd let him know I'll be home probably a little later tonight. No, talking to the president. Roll over the car. Probably thinking to yourself, oh crap, this is not good. Second time I've done this one. Let me call Trump. What's up? Yeah. Fucking Tiger, you rolled over your car again? Yeah. Fuck. Who I did that? Unbelievable. Yeah. Fuck. President. That's talking to the president. Okay. All right, Tiger. That was one of the funniest things. And one of the most, like, what? Things like, why? Why'd you say that? Why'd you decide to throw that one in there? I don't know. So Tiger's gone. Tiger's getting the help he needs. Everybody seems to be happy for him. All the talking heads on TV seem to be happy for him. Look, I'm just worried about Tiger, the man, the guy I've known for 30 years, the father. I just want to see him get help. I mean, we'd all like to see him get help so he doesn't fucking kill somebody. I mean, geez, the way he's going, he's going to clip somebody at some point. It's twice. Do any of you know anybody that's rolled over a vehicle? I don't. I don't. That seems pretty severe. Rolling a car. I don't know anybody. I don't think I know anybody that knows anybody that's rolled their car. Tiger's done it twice. Twice he's rolled his car. That's abnormal. So there you go. Drop that one. I'm going to drop that one. Next time I'm on the phone or somebody asks me who I was talking to, I think we all should do that one. Just like use that one. I was talking to the president. That we should all use that one. Talking to the president. Yeah, just talking to who are you talking to? President. Oh, okay. Nice. So it just becomes like standard. Talking to the president. All right, next week, we'll have Final Four results now. We'll have Final Four results next week, and then we'll have the final game on Monday. Thank goodness. The NBA take Monday off? I think they might. I know the Warriors don't play on Monday. Thank goodness. Warriors play Sunday. Steph might be back Sunday. Oh my gosh. That'll make two people that have risen on Easter Sunday. Steph and Jesus. And look, for me, I'm more excited about Steph. I just want to see him play. Get him back out there and playing some hoops. So, all right, let's get out of here. But we'll let you know what's going on next week. Not sure exactly what the show, but we'll have some good guests for you next week. That I can guarantee you. Again, if you happen to be out and about, go get yourself some day money, Fieldwork non-alcoholic grapefruit blonde. Pretty good. I like this. 50% off thanks to Tyler Toffoli. And if you ever catch Patrick Bailey getting an RBI, you get 50% off as well. You can get Strike Thief. They have Strike Thief. That's Patrick Bailey's lager, and then I think the Toffoli time's a Pilsner. Get one at the Shark Tank, and then you can get one at Oracle, where they have the Fieldwork concession stand. I want to say it's out in center field, so grab yourself a Fieldwork while you're there. I wonder if you can get. It's a good question. If you happen to be going to the Giants game tonight, I wonder if you can get 50% off your beer there. I don't know. I'm not going to say yes to that. I know you can do it at all Fieldwork locations, but I guess that is a Fieldwork location. So I don't know. Don't pin me down on that one. It didn't hurt to ask, though, does it? Doesn't hurt to ask. If you happen to be at a Giants game tonight, you may get 50% off the a Strike Thief or a Fieldwork beverage or a non-alcoholic beer. Just tell them Tyler Toffoli had an assist last night. They're probably going to look at you like, what? Who are you? Just tell them I sent you. Go look. Tom Tolbert told me to come up here and tell you Tyler Toffoli had an assist, 50% off. Bitch. Don't say that though. That's probably not gonna help you out. All right, everybody have a great weekend. Great weather. That's amazing out. Enjoy the games. this weekend. If you're going to the Giants game tonight, it should be awesome. Tomorrow's going to be even better. The weather's going to be awesome tomorrow. So enjoy the games, enjoy the weekend, and thank you very much for joining. And I always appreciate it. And we'll see you again next week. See ya.
And remember this, Tommy T, cashing tickets is what it's all about.